In tonight's video, we're going to be discussing the importance of posture on your health and your tabla playing. But before we get into that, if you've ever felt overwhelmed in trying to decide what to practice every single day, click the link below and join our school community. There's going to be an entire course on what you should practice every single day. And the way you unlock this is by leveling up and winning points. So when it comes to your posture, this isn't really a how-to video on how to sit properly when you play tabla, because everyone is a bit different, and that I'd have to see you play to really give feedback on. This is more 3 things that I've noticed that you should look out for so you don't ruin your overall posture. So the first thing is your shoulder health. Now you want to make sure you're not too far hunched forward, because what that's going to do is that's going to elongate your rear delts, and your rear delts will get weak and they won't be able to hold your shoulder in place. Now, what happened to me one time is I was doing a shoulder press, and because my rear delts had gotten weak, my shoulder slid too far forward, and I ended up tearing a tendon in my left shoulder. And this was the summer before I gave a performance with Pandit Ramesh Mishra. So that was extremely painful when I was practicing. So I want you all to avoid that agony. So that's one thing to pay attention to. And another thing is, of course, your neck. Your neck, you don't want to always be hunched like over looking down at the tabla. The same thing can happen to your neck muscles in your back. There's muscles, I think it's your scapula, that holds your neck back. And if that gets weak, you'll have forward head posture. And that's just one way tabla playing can affect your neck. The other way is if you keep your shoulders too high, and this is something that I do, what happens is you build tension in your traps and your neck, and overall this will basically just give you headaches, which is another thing that if you are conscious of this, you can also avoid. So those are 2 very important things to keep in mind. Now, the other ways that this can impact your posture is how forward are you leaning? Like, is your rib cage very pushed forward when you're playing tabla? You don't want that to be the case, because it'll over time create a curve in your lower back. And what you want to do is you want to relax your stomach area. I've noticed that I keep a lot of tension in my stomach. So just kind of exhale and inhale a few times, and just make sure that area is loose and you're not holding too much tension there. So some things that you can do that will improve your overall posture. One is, I've mentioned this before, steel mace training. This will really use your entire range of your shoulder, because in our day-to-day life, we don't really do a lot of things with our hands above our heads. Everything is usually typing on our phone. If we're playing tabla, it's all just, our elbows are low, and that's what we're doing. So if you want to use the full range of your shoulder, use steel maces. Another thing that you could do is that you could sleep on the floor with something elevating your knees. Now, I know this could be a bit of a more drastic thing to do. I do this maybe 5 nights out of the week, not every single night. But what I notice is that my spine is straightened while I'm sleeping. That curve in my lower back goes away. My hips, I feel more mobile. My hip mobility increases. My knee health, a lot of different things. A lot of pain really you can avoid simply by just sleeping on the floor. So I know it's a bit drastic, but I highly, highly recommend this. And lastly, you can visit a chiropractor or a massage therapist. I had my first visit with a chiropractor just a few weeks ago, and my rib cage was, I think, misaligned, and just a lot of things that really I could improve on. And I felt after when I came back that I could take a deeper breath. And that is really what poor posture will make it difficult to do. breath all comes from your rib cage mobility. So when your posture is limited, your rib cage won't be able to go all the way down and then up. But the other thing it does is that when it comes up, it also flexes open. So that's how you're able to take in deep breaths. And with breathing, like we talked about in 2 videos ago, how if you sit and breathe before you practice, your practice will get a lot better. So if you're not able to breathe properly, you won't be able to take full advantage of that. So these are a few ways that you should take care of your health and your posture, and your tabla playing will just naturally be a lot better, and your performances will be less tense and more captivating. Thank you.